Hi there. My name is Tabitha Jane, and I am coming to you live on my channel to share with you my journey. I haven't been super active on social media lately simply because I've been going through a lot of interpersonal growth. And with this growth, I feel very strongly compelled. I'm supposed to be doing something and I'm not 100% sure what it is. So today, the um, inspiration, the pull, the push came to me to share here. So here I am. So I'm not going to go back because going all the way back, I'll give you guys updates and take you back on the journey, um, in chunks. Excuse me. But to do it all at once, we'd be on here for quite a while. So just a quick synopsis. In the middle of June, actually Father's Day, I was fired from my job, and it was Walmart. My first job ever to be fired from, and I'm 47 years old, y'all. But anyways, I was fired, and I have applied for well over 100 positions since then. I've jobs that I should have easily gotten. I mean, I never should have been unemployed this long, but I have been. And through this time, I also have network marketing businesses. I have a MLM business network marketing business, as well as been dabbling with the idea of doing I don't like the word coaching because I think it's overused and it's not valid, but that's my personal opinion. I don't know, mentor teaching. I've dabbled with the idea of doing it and I haven't made a commitment. But along this journey or along this time frame, I've been doing a lot of interpersonal development and a lot of learning about manifesting. That's really where it all started. And on this path, I guess, not knowing then what I know now, there were a lot of things that were opened up to me that I was super curious about. And I have found myself spending way more time on YouTube than I ever have. I mean, I've probably spent more time on YouTube in the last month and a half than I have in the last 10, 15 years. I mean, seriously. Because one thing after another fascinated me. It called to me. I wanted to see what it was. And it's taken me on this journey where, it started out with wanting to learn about manifesting, because clearly losing my job, running out of my savings, there's in this reality that we live in, kind of makes for a more difficult, challenging life. The other thing is also with my network marketing businesses, I post a lot on Facebook, and I kept posting just things about mindset, positivity, even though my own personal life, I'm facing these challenges, obviously. I'd love no money. That's a challenge. But at the same time, I just kept finding the positive in things. So I kept sharing posts about that. And, they would resonate with people. And so I would post more. And I'm very one to post based on when I feel inspired. So I don't necessarily know what I'm going to talk about. I just kind of go with it. And it's kind of the same thing here. So if I ramble a bit, forgive me. Anyways, to the point. Through this process of these different, just the meditating and the looking at, how to manifest and how to change the reality that I currently have that is not pleasing to me into a reality that is more in alignment with my desires and, what I hope and wish to achieve in this life. And through the process, again, all these different, now I know they're called synchronicities, but to me, they were just these videos would pop up and I was like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? And I would lose track of time, literally. And just, what in July, most nights I slept 2.5, maybe 3 hours. because I just wanted to learn more. I couldn't seem to absorb enough. I couldn't just digest enough. I couldn't take in enough, if that makes any sense. So over the time, I noticed, well, when I quit drinking, that was the beginning of July. I was a very heavy drinker, not hard alcohol, which I don't know if it really makes a difference. Some say yes, some say no, whatever. It's alcohol, and I drank too much of it. And, but I just one day, just like, boom, done. Don't want it. Where I was drinking, easily a couple bottles of red wine a night. Just that one night, I'm just like, that's it, I'm done. And I dumped it down the drain. And I haven't, nothing. No desire, no nothing. And this was an everyday thing. I drank until I slept, okay? So, I'll give you a clue. But that's one big change that happened. Some other changes, like I said, my sleep requirements, just like minimal, 2.5, maybe 3 hours of sleep a night. I would do that for 3 or 4 days in a row, and then I'd sleep for about 8 or 9 hours. But during this time, I was just processing information. I kept saying, I feel like what's that movie with Bruce Willis where they brings the alien in, and she gets in front of the computer, the programming, and she just assimilates everything. That's how I felt. I felt like I couldn't absorb and process fast enough. It's like this hunger, this thirst inside of me was just totally unquenchable, and I just couldn't get in enough fast enough. So that was going on. And some things that have happened since then, just some highlights. And I'll get more in depth as I go back through my notes and find things that I feel would be of value. Because if any of you are out there going through this process, this change, I guess mainly I just want you to know you're not alone. This is all fairly recent for me. I know as I've done my research, a lot of people are like much, much farther along in the process. So, with me being in the beginning stages, I could share with you what I'm going through. Maybe if you're in the beginning stages, this will be relatable to you, and just let you know you're not the only one, because I'm not fabricating any of this. And that's one thing I do question myself. I'm very analytical, very red type personality, just wanted to make things happen. And all of a sudden I find myself in this place. Like I said, the job opportunities have just been non-existent. And it's frustrating in the one sense, but it's so liberating in the other, because I'm feeding and nourishing my mind and my spirituality in such a way I wouldn't be able to otherwise. And so I can't help but feel grateful. And yes, I'm applying for jobs, and I'm going on interviews, and I've been, I was offered a position a week and a half ago. I'm waiting on the background clearance, and here I am still waiting. And in the meantime, I'm still absorbing and soaking up the spirituality and the information. So some of the big changes I've noticed recently are, um, I don't know how to describe it. I often get, I have a lot of ringing in my ears, specifically my left ear. And it comes and it goes. And no, I don't have an ear infection. And no, it's not. It's not any of that. I don't have a sore throat. It just comes and it goes. And oftentimes when it intensifies, I start getting this a feeling in my head. And it usually starts on the sides and it goes up to the top. And it's a feeling of it's a tingling, a sensation, like a growing, but of course my head isn't growing, it's contained in my skull, but it's a growing, tingling sensation, and it's usually centered right up here and into the back of my head. The other thing that has started after that, and that again comes and goes, not uncomfortable, not a headache, and usually I'm inquisitive by nature, so I find it curious and just kind of relax into it. The pressure of the third eye also, that's been getting more and more, where sometimes it's there, sometimes it's like I feel like I've got a baseball stuck to my forehead. But and if I do a meditation, I close my eyes and concentrate, to me inside my mind, I see faces, soft faces, beautiful glowing faces. Sometimes I see eyes, sometimes animals, sometimes it's just colors. And again, I'm curious by nature, and so I just absorb and watch. And I haven't figured out the meaning altogether. I believe the faces are my spirit guides. my higher self showing themselves to me. I've not had a lot of communication, just, more when I'm meditating, um, more if I ask a question, then and it's just, so far, it's just kind of been getting to know you talk. I don't know. And sometimes I don't remember. I just don't remember. I remember this conversation. I remember I feel very good, but I don't remember what it is. So there's been that. Some other like physical things. My appetite has completely changed. I've never been one to eat very large meals. I usually eat one large meal a day. And lately, even that, I'm eating maybe a third. I haven't had any kind of meat products, animal meat products, in over a week. I just have no desire whatsoever. And I've always been a meat and potatoes person, but I don't. And I've been craving fruit, which I'm not a fruit person. I'm a veggie person. And I mean, it's like people would be knocked over to find out I'm eating fruit. But yeah, I'm craving fruit. Been eating a lot of beans, yogurt, uh, trail mix. I munch on trail mix a lot, nuts and fruit, um, salads, lots of salads, and that's it. Drinking a lot of water, way more water than I have in the past. I just crave it. Um, what other changes? Recently, a couple days ago, I started seeing auras. I see mine the easiest, which I find interesting. And the bathroom lighting here is, it's pretty dim. It's not super bright. When I go in there, it's a neutral beige color, like the walls over here. And when I focus or relax, and I guess not focus, because when I relax and relax my vision, I can see. I can see my aura, and it's like a royal purple. Today, and I can see the aura of plants. I've seen the aura of my dog, my pit bull. I haven't been able to see the aura of my poodle mix, but I've just been practicing a little bit. It's interesting. It's pretty cool, actually. It's fun. Um, let's see. Today I looked at my aura and I shifted my eyes, and it was a very weird, very curious thing. It changed from the purple aura. The purple is very close to my face, and actually it's kind of cool because I can move my head and it moves. I could see it. It's like all around my crown. And today the aura was outside, and it was like a yellow orange. I don't know if that would be a gold or what. And it was much thicker, where the aura next to me is like almost like if I took my fingers, it's a very tight, very small. And like I said, it's very close to my scalp. This aura was outside, like almost like a halo, not a halo, but a glow. And then there was a cloud on top. Pretty cool. But the really cool thing, really interesting thing, was my face changed. I know, weird, right? But seriously, my face changed. It's like my nose got longer and thinner, my jaw lifted up, and my cheeks went out, and my eyes. I have dark brown eyes, but my eyes were coal black. I mean, completely black. It wasn't scary. It wasn't. It was interesting, like I said, and it wasn't like it shifted from there. It just held until I shifted my eyes again. But so it's, yeah, just some interesting things that have been happening. Manifesting in the last month, I have manifested a lot. It was crazy when I sat down and wrote it all down. I was really shocked. I have manifested about $1,000, and thankfully, because I've used it to pay bills and put gas in my truck so I can go to the interviews and stuff. So, I've manifested what I need to do what I need to do. I've manifested some personal experiences, some new experiences with people. Just kind of an in passing thing, but super cool. just, I felt like there was a positive exchange of energy. And the other thing about, I live with my parents and I live in Texas because of my parents and their age and their limitations. And one of the things that, with me not working, is I'm able to be here to help them more physically with groceries and cooking and cleaning and all of that. And most recently, my mom fell 3 times in one day, flat on the floor. And if I hadn't been here, my dad, I don't know how he would have got her up. It took both of us. And to me, that's a manifestation in that I was here and that I could help. That, I would have had to call a fire department to get her up off the floor. So there have been other things that I've manifested. I'd have to stop and think. I'll make a list and share with you guys. Because here's the thing. I want you, like, if you're interested, if you're curious, if you're going through some of these things yourself, go ahead and share with me, share with others. And I'll keep coming in to share other things. I don't want to go on and on forever. But I wanted to just let you know some of the things that have been happening and some of the, changes that I'm experiencing every day. Every day, I experience something new, something different, a new enlightenment, a new experience. And, I'm learning new things. And sometimes I question, I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like, some of these things, they talk about aliens and they talk about different the space wars, and I'm not really sure where I'm at on that. But what I do know is what I've been experiencing. I do know I'm not making it up. I do know that these changes have been ongoing. The auras are recent, within the last 2-3 days, but they're consistent. So, and I don't do drugs and I don't drink anymore. So I am, it's like there's things that are happening that they're very real. And just, I'm sure I'm not the only one. There have even been some times where, like, I have this feeling where inside my head, it's a pressure. And again, it's not a headache. It's different feeling. It's like a pressure inside my head, but outside of my head, it feels like expansion. This has been going on off and on in the last week, especially here in Texas. We've been having a lot of storms, summer storms in the evenings. And the really weird thing is, now my parents, my dad is almost 80, my mom is 70, she's 48. So however old that is. She's in her mid 70s. They don't touch the stuff with a 10-foot pole, okay? But we'll be sitting at the table and I'll say, man, my head feels funny. And they're like, yeah, ours does too. And I'll describe to them that feeling of internal, like a pressure. It's not a headache, but it's like a pressure. They have it too. They don't do this. They know none of this. My mom knows I meditate. That's about it. So it's interesting. People are experiencing these things, whether they realize them or not. And because, like I said, I'm new in the process, and I thought I would just share my journey. I know I'm supposed to be doing something. I just don't know exactly what it is. But this is the start. So I hope that you find this helpful. I would love to hear your questions and your comments. If you have any, please feel free to subscribe, share, like. Let other people know they're not alone in this journey, these experiences. Your mind isn't making things up. Stuff's happening. We're changing whether we want to or not. And, to me, it's, again, I'm a very inquisitive person. I love learning. why not enjoy the journey? Why not enjoy the experience? Oh yeah, the kundalini awakening. I've been having that as well. That where the energy flows up your spine, where it aligns your chakras. It's pretty interesting. I haven't had any horror experiences like other people. Just sometimes I feel like it gets stuck in my throat, which I figure is my throat chakra being blocked because I have a hard time. I don't say what I feel. I bottle up my feelings, and that's a long story. That's a childhood um, issue I'm working through. But yeah, I just kind of figure that's what it is. Because as I learn more about throat chakra and the black illnesses or diseases, but I can feel it. So again, my curiosity gets going, and I start researching and the synchronicities, the paths, the information, the awareness, the enlightenment. It's really, really cool. So anyways, wanted to share. And again, if you want to talk, drop your questions. Let's have a dialogue, ask questions. I will share more in future videos that won't be so long, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys where I'm at and share this part of the journey with you. And as I go back through my notes, I will go back and share other things, because another thing I learned is time is just a marker. It's not linear like we think it is. It's actually really cool. When you can understand this concept, I think it's super cool. I love it. So anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for spending some time with me, and I will see you on the next video. All right, guys. Gotta put my glasses on. I can't see. Let's see. How do I stop this thing? Let's see. I don't know how to stop it. Haha. See. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Oh, end stream right there. Okay. Bye.